Is it? I don't know. That's good. It's going to be a neat part of the video.
All right, guys, let's take a look. I'm going to take a look at these. I started off nice. X squared I know is x times x. All I don't know is what the numbers have to be. And in this case, what do they have to be? Yeah, the bigger one is positive. So I get 4 minus 3 is 1. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Check. Now this guy, it's going to save you guys so many times. GCF. Check for GCF first. Sometimes that's the only thing you can do, and sometimes it gets it started. So what comes out above?
5y squared.
2. And what's left? And of course, yeah, this is still can go. That's what completely means. So the 5y squared comes for the ride. And y squared minus 4 is? Or y plus 2, y minus 2, doesn't matter. Cool. So far, so good? And then I gave you this guy. What about this guy here? Yeah, r plus 6. Or r plus 2, r plus 6, it doesn't matter. Because 6 and 2 add to be 8 and multiply to be 12. Alright. What about this guy? What do I do first? It's a cubes, no GCF, 2 terms, it's cubes. AB cubed is 2b, 2b, 2b. 3, 3, 3. So then you can just construct the pieces parts, right? Little dude, big dude. You have 2b minus 3. 2b times 2b is 4b squared, and you can check yourself. 8b cubed. Yay! So far looks good. At the end, what do I put?
9.
Yeah, plus 9. It's always positive. And the middle is always opposite sign. This times this. 6b. In this case, 6b. Interesting side note. The middle is always half of what it would need to be for this to factor. If this was 12, I could factor the big dude. So the big dude's never factorable. It's not quite what he needs to be. Poor little dude. Or big dude, I don't know. He's big, he can handle it. This one, I love this problem because it's so evil. It's not just because it's evil. It makes you think about the fact that there are multiple things that seem like they come together correctly, but you got to be really sure about it. They got to multiply be positive 24. There's no way in hell it could be 2 and 12. Because the only way these could make negative 10 is if they were different signs. So it can't be 2 and 12. It's got to be 6 and 4. Because now if they're both negative, they multiply to be positive 24 and they add to be negative 10. You guys with me?
Yes. Question.
So then I take I just split up the middle term like that. What comes out of these first two? So I know I want an A, so out of this next two, I'm going to take out a -4. Yeah, that becomes minus. If you put a plus here, you better not do the next step. Because you can't. I can do the next step because that's the same. Okay. Okay. Now this guy here, we basically just did one like him. 4 terms, starts off as 4 terms, so I can immediately group. My turn. So what comes out of these two? Yeah, -2, so that it can make the match this guy. -2. And now I can take this guy out. And I'm left with what's outside here.
Negative squared minus 2.
Can I go further?
No.
If that was 9 and 4, yeah, but this it's not a squares. Poor little dude. And then this guy, a lot of the mistakes I saw was people are doing perimeter, and even then you're only going halfway around. So I always joked, I want to build a fence for an orc, and you only go halfway around, he's just going to go, okay, kill everybody. No, so that's not this kind of problem. It's not perimeter, it's area. So if the width is W, what's the length?
W plus 5.
W plus 5. And the area is going to be the product of those two things. And I know the area is 126. At this point, I always have somebody go, W equals 126 or W plus... But no. The only number that works like that when it's over here is 0. So if I multiply this through, subtract the 126 over, I can then factor this and do that trick. Right? 126 looks daunting, but eventually you get 14 and 9. So you get, the width is -14, what do you think? No. Or the width is 9, that seems good. And math goes, okay, this number works, and we go, I can't build something that has a -14 length, math. Drunk, go home. So W equals 9, and the length would have to be?
9 plus 5. Or 9 plus 5.
Yes, 9 plus 5, 14. That's a little symbol for feet, right? Don't forget units. Numbers are nice, but units are even better. A little frosting on top. And real quick, the bonus. I think a few people did the bonus. This is something squared minus something squared. It's just difference of squares. So I put one of these here, and the other one over there. Right? One here, one there. Bam. Minus plus. 1 5m plus b. And 1 5m plus b. And then I got to distribute the negative sign. So the form of squares does not give a shit what is being squared here and what's being squared here. It just says if I have two things squared subtracting, I could break it up. Period. Period. So then it'll be 3x minus 2 minus 5m minus b times 3x minus 2 plus 5m plus b. Whoa. So almost never would you multiply if the question, if the instruction says factor, because those are opposites. Factor is unmultiply. So if you're multiplying, you're probably doing something wrong when the question says factor. Now that was a bonus. If it makes no sense, that's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. I think it's pretty good right there. So I wanted to give us a little day. Just review factoring because I feel like some of us needed that. So if you're going to the lab, going to do that quiz. Yay.